Hello guys, you're welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be showing you guys how I make this beautiful baby girl dress you're watching on the screen right now. I'll be showing you in details of how I cut and sew it from beginning to the end. So if you are interested in this kind of tutorial, continue watching with me. The fabric I use for this tutorial is Mikado material. I use Mikado material all through. I'm going to be playing with colors in this tutorial. So those are the materials I'll be using, and this is the material for the main body. This royal blue Mikado. That is what I'll be using for the main body. And with me here is just 1 yard, because from the 1 yard I'll be using for the pieces at the down part and the body as well. So this is it. This is my fabric here with me. So the first thing you are going to do is to fold your fabric. The fabric with me here, I first fold it into two, then I refold it again. Just watch what I'm doing carefully. So I just fold the fabric. I first fold it into two, then I refold it again, making four. So this is the zip allowance at the back piece, and the length I'm working with is the length measurement of 22. I'm going to start my cutting from this side because of this etiage of a thing. I don't need it, so I just cut it out. So the length measurement I'm working with is the length measurement of 22. Then I'm going to be adding 2 inches to the length measurement for folding allowance at the down part. I'm going to be folding this allowance in. Don't worry, I'll be showing you how to go about it. So this is it. So the first thing I'm going to do is to measure the girl shoulder measurement. Our shoulder measurement is 9. 9 divided by 2 will give us 4.5 plus half inch sewing allowance. So here I have 5. At the end of the day, I have 5 here. I just rechalk it. The chalk shows too much. So this is it. This is 5 plus sewing allowance. Anything I use for the shoulder, that's what I always use for the person armhole circumference. So I'm going to, but because this dress we are making this time around is an armless, in the sense that there's not going to be hand, so I use 4.5 for the armhole circumference. Then I'm going to connect my armhole like this. I believe you know how to do all these things, but I just have to explain because of the beginners that is watching this tutorial. So for the chest measurement of the girl, our chest is 24. These are chest. 24 divided by 4 will give us 6. So I mark out the 6, then I had 1.5 inches as sewing allowance. Then I go ahead and mark our half length. Our half length is 9. Then from a half length to a hip line, I use 4 inches. Can you see that? So I have the chest line, the waistline, and the hip line. So this is the chest line, everything here plus sewing allowance. And for the waist, I use 24 for everything. Then the hip, I mark out the hip and I just connect it to the down parts. Now let me explain the down part for you. The hip I use 7.5. So the figure I use for the hip is what I use for the down part of the gown. 7.5 on fold. 7.5 times 4, whatever it gives you. Then for the neckline, I use 2.5 by 1 for the back neckline. Then I use 2.5 by 2.5 for the front neckline. Then I mark out the shoulder slope of half inch. I use half inch for the shoulder slope. Since it's a baby girl dress, I don't need to use 1 inches. Then I'm going to go ahead now and start cutting it one after the other. So if today is the first time of watching my channel, you are welcome. If you are coming across my video for the first time, thanks for joining this wonderful family. So after cutting it like this, I'm going to notch our exact measurement, which is 22. That is what I just did. I just notch it out. After notching it, I'm going to go ahead now and start cutting the lining. See, if you are coming across my video for the first time and you don't know how to cut lining for your fabric, watch this tutorial carefully. You are going to get how to cut lining for your fabric. Do you see where I fold? So I just fold it as exactly where I notched. Then I refold again. You are going to fold it twice. Then you are going to cut your lining. Where I notch, you will fold your fabric to where I notch. After you fold it, you will fold again to the same measurements. Then when you do that, you cut it out. Don't worry, I'm going to show you how it's going to look like now. This is for the back piece. Now, okay, let me show you, because I know I explained here. This is what I was explaining. This is where I notched earlier. So I fold the fabric. See, when you now sew it, it will give you perfect measurements. You understand? So that is that for the back piece. So the same thing we did for the back piece, we are going to repeat it for the second piece as well, which is the front piece as well. You are going to cut your lining and make sure that when you are cutting it, you remove sewing allowance from the lining. Now let me show you here again what I did that time. I fold it like this, then I fold it again. That is what I did when I was cutting the back body. So by the time you sew it finish, it will give you the exact measurement that you need. So that is that about the body measurement. So we just cut out the body. Now to the pattern, to the style that I put at the down part of the gown. This is how I make it. Just look for any round something. It can be a plate, it can be a cover of something, any size of your choice depending on what you are making. So I'm just going to go with this. Then I just use my chalk and I start marking it out. I will advise you that when you want to do your own, make sure that you leave space in between. Because this one, when I was making it, it's want to give me a little problem because I make it too close to each other. So by the time I start sewing it and I want to cut it, it's somehow. So I will advise you that you leave at least half of an inch space in between. Just like this pink one. This pink one, I leave, okay. I think I do the same thing here. The one I later make, because after making this one, I've already make like 5 again. So the next one I make after this, I make sure that I put space in between this round something. So it makes it so easy for me to do. When you are just like this one that I make, I put space. Don't worry, by the time you are making it, you will understand what I mean. So after you are done with that, you are going to sew it all round. You are going to be sewing it all round. You understand? You're going to be sewing. When you are sewing it, take your time and sew and do it perfectly. You understand? So you're going to start sewing it all round like this. So after we are done sewing it like this, we are going to go ahead and start cutting it out one after the other. We are going to start cutting it out. So I'm done sewing all this now. Then I'll start cutting it out. Now, you know, I was explaining the other time that I didn't leave small space here in between this. This is what I'm trying to explain. When I was cutting it, it was not that easy. So at the end of the day, when they wash it, the cloth will not be opening. Then I just cut one piece. You are cutting only one. Oh. Cut one piece of it and start. You are going to pull you can use your hand or you can use anything. So you are going to start pulling it outside one after the other. Then after pulling everything outside, you are going to take it for ironing and iron them out. You are going to take it's going to take your time because you are going to iron it very well, so that by the time you are done doing it, it will give you a perfect finishing. Can you see that? This is it. So this is how you are going to turn every one after the other. So you're going to take your time. I would just advise you that when you want to do your own, make sure that the round something that you are doing is not too close. I know what I'm saying. Make sure that it's not too close so that it will be perfect. So this is it after I'm done ironing them. This is what I use to make all this. If you have been following me from the beginning of this tutorial, this is what I used to make this round something. And this is all of it, though they are still ironing some of them, but this is the one that is ready right now. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to start doing them the way we want it to be. I'm going to be using pin first. I'll be using pin to pin it down before I start tacking it to the dress. So this is it. Just fold it the way I fold it now. Then yeah, this is it. So you start folding. I'm just folding it down right now. I'm going to be folding everything down right now. Then when I'm done with the body of the dress, I'm going to tack it to the dress. So without wasting much of our time, let's get into how I turn the dress. Actually, I supposed to just show you the result of the dress, but I'm not going to do that because of the beginners that is watching this tutorial. You are beginners, you don't know how to turn your fabric. This tutorial is for you. This is our fabric that we cut earlier. You remember when we cut this fabric? Now, the first thing you need to do is to place your lining right side facing right side of the fabric. Then you are going to sew the down part first. Though you can decide to sew the neckline first, depending on your choice. We have different ways of sewing our fabric. I hope you understand what I'm saying. We have different ways of sewing our fabric. You can decide to start from the neckline, or you can decide to start from the down part. But here I am. I started from the down part. So after you are done with the down part, the next thing you are going to do now is to sew the neckline. So you are going to sew the neckline. So you're going to sew the neck. And I said in the tutorial that this dress, it doesn't have sleeve. It's armless. It's armless. So since it's an armless dress, so when you are done with the neckline, the next thing you are going to do is to sew the armhole. Yes, you can. This is the front body, right? You can just sew the armhole of the front body. Just sew the armhole. Sew both armhole. Sew the armhole of the front. Complete. Sew everything concerning the front completely. If you like, you can decide to go for the back piece. But in this sense now, I started with the front piece, so I'm going to sew everything on the front piece. Then I'll be using the back piece. Don't worry, Sha. Just continue watching how I'm doing it. You will get it. That's why I'm not forwarding it, so that you'll be able to understand what I'm doing clearly. So, we turn the armhole of the other side. You are going to repeat the same thing for the second side as well. Now, this is it. I already turned the armhole of the front. I already turned the back, but I don't turn the armhole of the back. Watch carefully. I didn't turn the armhole of the back. So what I'm going to do now, I place the back and front shoulder together. You're going to place it together. Let's go to the machine and do that. So just place the shoulder of the back and front together and use the back. You know we have not turned the armhole of the back. So the back side is going to be pieces. So just place it on top of each other and stop exactly. Can you see the way I do it? So just sew the armhole of the back piece like this. Yes, just sew the armhole of the back piece and you are going to remove it now. You are going to leave small side from the side of the back. Yes, you are going to leave a little bit. That's where you are going to remove it after you are done sewing it like this. That's where you are going to remove it. Then you are going to stitch that down. If the video is not that clear, I'm really sorry for that. It was one of my girls that I asked to sew this place and do the tutorial for me. So if you are not clear enough, I'm going to be doing another tutorial of how to turn your armhole perfectly by myself. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So this is the place that she left earlier. So she's just going to top stitch on this place. This place that she left. She's just, so we have different ways of doing it. If I'm the one that sewed this thing, I'm not going to stop stitch on any place. I'm going to do it without stop stitching, without leaving anywhere else. That is why I always say that we have different ways of sewing clothes. So we are done joining the shoulder. Then the next thing we are going to do now is to fix our zipper. So to fix the zip, I'm going to leave from the neckline, I'm going to leave 12 inches. I'm going to leave 12 inches for the zip because she's a girl, so just then there's not going to be slits at the down part. So I'm going to stitch it all through to down parts. I'm going to reverse. Make sure that you reverse so that at the end of the day when they are walking, the dress will not loose. So this is it. Make sure that you always cut your thread. So the next thing you are going to do now is to start fixing your zipper. And this is it after I'm done fixing the zipper. This is the back's view. This is the back side and this is the front side. So the next thing we are going to do now is that we are going to take the body measurement. You are going to take the body measurement the chest. So for the body measurement, I added 1.5 inches to the body measurement. I've already used 0.5 inches to turn it in. Then I'm using the remaining 1 inches for the sewing allowance inside. And this is what I have after sewing it. I already joined the body, and this is how it looks like after I joined the body. Can you see? I already joined everything. So the next thing we are going to do now, let me open the inside of it so that you'll be able to see how the inside looks like. This is the inside. So I just stitched it with 1 inches on both sides. Let me turn the back so that you'll be able to see it very well. This is it. This is the back view of it. There is the back view of it, and this is it. So the next thing we are going to do now is to start fixing the design we make earlier. So what we are going to do is that we are going to be tacking it down. So first and foremost, I first arrange it. I first fix this one in the front. I put the blue in the middle. Then I put the other color at the end. Then I feel like, is this okay, or should I change the colors? I'm trying to arrange it and see. And I put it all around. I put it in the front and in the back as well. So I put it like this. I feel like it's not good. No, I don't like it. Then I bring this down. I put this up. I put this in the middle. Then I think, okay, this is okay. So all you need to do is to put needle in your thread. Put needle in your thread and start tacking it down. That is what I did. I just put needle in my thread and I start tacking it down one after the other. I hope you get it. Can you see that? So if you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to give this tutorial a thumbs up. Don't forget to like this video so that YouTube will be able to push this tutorial to the right audience, to the beginner students outside there that were looking for what to do, what to make, so that they can also do something. You understand? When you like the video, YouTube will know that the video is very good. The video is educative. You understand? That is the essence of liking a tutorial. When you like a tutorial, YouTube will be able to push it out to the right audience. You understand? So at the end of the day, this is how our dress looks like. It's a very simple dress. Thanks so much for watching. God bless you. Bye.